What's going on, guys? So I'm about to hit the gym, but before I do, I actually wanted to make this video, right? And we're out here in nature today. We're gonna go over a few simple things. This video is gonna be about 4 or 5 minutes. Basically, I'm gonna keep it straight, simple, to the point, right? What is your daily routine, right? There's an acronym you can remember, and you can write this down. If you ever get lost in life, if you ever get confused, if you ever get stuck, if you ever get overwhelmed and you don't know what the next step is, there's 2 things you can do, guys. Really, you want to zoom out. First of all, zoom out. Look by the end of the year, right? If you can, look several years out. And sometimes in life, we're going through things, we're going through situations, and we're wanting things that happen too fast in such a short little time frame. We put a little time limit, and we're like, hey, I got to get this done in a week, I got to get this done in a month. And we need to slow down, zoom out. And I like to zoom out 20, 30, 40, 50 years if I ever feel like that, right? And when someone comes into my business, in my life, and they're worrying about things, right, I always have them zoom out. Look, think of yourself in 20 years, right? Really think of yourself in 20 years and realize how long that is, how much time that is. And then I need you to zoom back in and think about, this month. Like, at least think about this month. By the end of this month, right? You got 4 weeks. Okay, today is just one day. Can you have a daily method of operation that you can execute every single day for a week? One of my mentors, Alex Morgan, who's made over 8 figures, online and building businesses, one of the things that he said was that if you want to have an amazing year, you got to have 12 amazing months. If you want to have an amazing month, you got to have 4 amazing weeks. And if you want to have an amazing week, you got to have 7 amazing days, right? So what is your daily method of operation? How simple can you make it for yourself to win? And how can you actually stack momentum in your life so that you can let the compound effect actually give you some momentum so that you can actually go out there and achieve your goals, right? So that's what it's going to come down to, guys. DMO, daily method of operation. DMO, daily method of operation, with context that you're going to be doing this for several weeks consistently to end the month, and several months consistently to end of the year, right? If you really want to be a high performance person, if you really want to be, successful in some area of your life, really consider, what is your DMO? What is your DMO? What is your daily method of operation? I remember when I just got started, back in 2018, I started getting into this stuff. I started reading books in 2015, 2016. I was doing personal development, but in 2018, that's when I really started getting mentors. That's when I really started having people hold me accountable. That's when I really started realizing, what it actually has got to take. One of the first things I had to do in my life was I got to clean up my room. I don't know who needs to hear this, but that's the first step. Like, I straight up, if someone is not making progress, right? If you're not making progress in some area of your life, it's probably because you're just unorganized. I mean, it's like you can't make progress if you can't measure it, right? So for you to actually, accomplish something, it must be measured. And that's a good quote, by, one of the people that I look up to in personal development, Dan Pena, right? Dan Pena pisses a lot of people off, but in my opinion, he tells the truth. He tells it how it is. And he's a big believer in tough love. And he's someone that pisses a lot of people off. But at the end of the day, guys, if you're getting pissed off, it's because he's right. Like, and he's pissed me off too. But what he says is that what gets measured gets accomplished. It's like, what gets measured gets accomplished. You can only measure what it is you can see. So put it in plain sight, guys. Narrow your eyes and narrow your focus. Whatever you see is what you're going to focus on. Whatever you focus on grows. What you focus on is what you energize, is what's going to materialize in your reality. VEM, visualize, energize, materialize. VEM, visualize, energize, materialize. All right, but it has to be measurable. It has to be measurable, right? It has to be measurable. And sometimes you're just going to have to reduce your possessions. At the end of the day, guys, if you really believe you're going to hit your dreams, if you really believe you're going to 10x your income someday, 20x your income someday, you got to be willing to let go of what you have right now. You got to be willing to let go of the stuff. You got to be willing to let go of the things and your attachment to those things, your stuff, knowing that you can always create more. You can always create more stuff, but you can't create more room in your mind. Because, one of the most distracting things that slows people down is that their house is a mess. Their room is a mess. I got all this stuff, but this is sentimental value. And I had this, and this is what I need. But I have all this stuff that I have had, and I spent my whole life to save it up. Okay, but that's a scarcity mindset. That's a scarcity mindset. Okay, what about in 2 years from now when your income is 10 times the amount it is right now? Okay, then do you really care about that stuff? No, because you can get more stuff. You can always get more stuff, but what stuff do you actually use? What stuff do you use in your DMO? your daily method of operation. You know, one of the concepts from, you know, Asking is Given by Jerry Nestor Hicks, The Teachings of Abraham, you know, which is a manifestation law of attraction book, is that one of the ways to get clarity is actually declutter, right? Declutter for clarity. It's a really good tool. Like, if you're not sure what to do, if you're overwhelmed, for me in my life, I know this from experience 1,000 times that I've made this mistake enough times to where I prioritize this now, right? Is that declutter. What do you actually need? Like, really think about this. What do you really need? Like, think about it. If you have a backpack, what are the 5 things you're putting in the backpack? Not 25 things, not 50 things. If you have a suitcase, what are the 5 most important things? Not 25, you don't bring 5 bags. You don't bring 50 bags. No, what if you had to live with one backpack, right? One little mini bag, right? If you had to carry everything you have on your back, what would you bring? Like, that's how you need to minimize your life. Maybe have an office, have a whiteboard, you know, have some notebooks there, but you don't need 57 notebooks. You don't need 150 books. What's the 5 or 10 most important books? Right? What's the 5 or 10 most important books? You know, that's what one of my mentors has made millions and billions of dollars said. And we throw out these numbers, and some people think it's funny, but it's true. Like, people that make millions and billions of dollars are no better than anyone else. They've just had more experience. They know they had a bigger dream. They started earlier. That's it. But one of them, what they say is, you know, don't read 100 different books. I mean, read the same 10 books 10 times each. Like, really, what are the most important books you need to read? You need to ingrain it deeper into your subconscious mind. Ingrain it deeper. Be a student. Be a sponge, right? But you can't do that if you're not organized. So focus on being organized. Focus on being organized. In your DMO, you can't get anything done if you're not organized, okay? So you got to declutter. You know, you got to get things that you don't need out of your life. Like, get it away from you. Like, throw it away. Give it to someone. Donate it. Get it out the way. Like, hire someone to go get it out the way. And that's how you got to think, guys. You got to think in a year from now, 2 years from now, maybe 3 years from now. For some of you, depending upon where you are, maybe some of you are thinking 3 months from now, 6 months from now. Some of you are thinking as soon as possible. I mean, you know, hire someone to do it for you. Like, you don't even got time to think about that. Like, what are your most 3 priority tasks to do today and every day? And what are the other things that need to get done? Delegate it. That's how leaders think. People think, what are you good at? And what are you not good at? Okay, what do you don't want to think about? Okay, have someone else do it. But if you can't get someone else to do it, focus on what you're going to do. Don't worry about what you want someone else to do. Focus on what you're going to do, right? Focus on what you're going to do, guys. Be organized, right? COD, I'm going to give you 3 acronyms right now. 3 acronyms right now. 1, DMO, Daily Method of Operation. 2, VEM, Visualize, Energize, Materialize. And 3, right, the third one's going to be COD, Call of Duty, baby. No, I'm just kidding. Not Call of Duty. But it's actually going to be clarity, organization, and discipline, right? Clarity, organization, discipline. Because if you can visualize clearly what it is that you want, right, and you can focus on it, if you focus on it, you're going to energize it. And if you're energizing it, you know, you want to be energizing it in an organized way. Because the clearer your dream, the more organized you are, the more specific and simple it is for you to know what you got to do next. And if you know what you got to do next, you're already going to be doing it because you're going to be in that flow. And one of the only things that can stop your flow is clutter in your mind. Wait, what's next? I could do this. I could do that. Oh my God, I can't even think right now. I can't even think. What is my goal? I don't know. I can't even think. It's because clean your room right now. Like, go clean your room. Like, if you don't have room for it, put it in a corner. But just start cleaning somehow. Sometimes the mess gets so big that you don't even know where to start. Like, and let's be real. Don't try to make this a day thing. Make it, you know, give yourself plenty of time. Just put one thing under your bed. Like, put one thing in the closet. You don't gotta, you know, you don't gotta clean the whole room today. Because if it's so bad, you just gotta start somehow, right? And just start moving the energy in that direction, you know? And then the last one is discipline, right? Discipline is what? It's follow through of a plan. It's action. It's execution. That's a daily method of operation. And so for you, depending on where you are, maybe one of your daily method of operation right now is to declutter. Maybe one of them is to get organized. Maybe one of them is to, you know, print out images of what you want and put it somewhere in plain sight. Maybe it's you know, get a scoreboard. You know, you got to have scoreboards, guys. And this is, if you want to be successful in anything, you got to be able to measure it. I mean, we did this in college basketball. We did this in high school basketball. We did this in football, baseball. There's always a stat sheet. Okay, there's always a stat sheet in there's a stat sheet in Little League baseball. Stat sheet, every single level of sports, there was always a stat sheet. There was always someone keeping stats. There was always a scoreboard. So think about this in your business. Like, you got to keep the stats. You got to keep the score. You have to. If you want to win the game, you got to know the score. if you want to win the game, you have to know the score. If you want to win the game, you have to know the score, guys. So what gets measured gets accomplished, right? What gets measured gets accomplished. If you want to win the game, you have to know the score, right? Hope you guys enjoy, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end this one off. I hope you get some value from this. Drop a like, comment, ask a question, subscribe, hit the bell, whatever. See you on the next one. Peace out.